look in the mirror, man, you're so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately, it's you.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, leave now because this is not the show for you. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a question to ask to everybody out there, especially to you ladies out there. How much does it cost to get your submission? What is the monetary value of your cooperation? What I'm going to show you, ladies and gentlemen, is a bunch of women who are submissive in the ways that men want them to be. No arguing, no griping, everything you want a woman to be. But she had to sell herself out to do it, through being what you call a sugar baby, having a sugar daddy. The reason I'm bringing this up, because the qualities that these sugar babies are giving these men are the exact qualities that hard-working men are asking from their women. And it's insane to know that a prostitute, an escort, understands better than a hard-working woman how to behave around a man. So let me go ahead and show it to you. And you tell me what you think about it. 1 second as I pull it up, ladies and gentlemen.
Here are 3 reasons why your ass can't find a sugar daddy. Just in case anyone was wondering why I'm so qualified to give any sugar baby advice, I'm Maya, a sugar baby in Miami who hasn't paid bills in a while, so she decided to get on TikTok and become a sugar baby teacher because she has nothing else better to do. Now, I've only been in the sugar baby world for 9 years, as of October. And I'm no expert, but I do know a thing or two. And I can tell you that the first reason why you're having so much trouble finding your next financial provider is because of your appearance. Now, I mean no harm when I say this, ladies, but this has got to go. And here's why. When dealing with a high-valued man, you're more than likely to assume that he's business-oriented or has some type of dealings with very important people. So when dealing with a man that looks like money, you've got to match his energy. These are the attributes that I find most sugar daddies tend to gravitate towards the most. A more natural, classy, and sophisticated look. Now,
I want you to pay attention to everything that woman just said right then. She knows, as a quote-unquote escort / prostitute / sugar baby / whore, that men want women who are not ghetto, with them long, crazy nails, with all them eyelashes, caterpillar long, 3-inch on. She knows this. These women know that. And they're willing to not look ghetto and to become the classy woman that you want, gentlemen, if you pay all the bills. Now, the caveat of this thing is this. For some reason, a man could be 50-50, which I don't do, but some men do 50-50 with their women. And then you have some men who are 100%, right? Both of those men, the one who does 50-50 and the one who does 100%, will still get a whole lot of pushback sometimes from women. But if you got a man who is a sugar daddy who says, like, I teach you men not to be the best version of yourselves to be an option to a woman. I always tell you be the best version of yourself so you can be the ultimatum. Y'all go in my past videos, you'll see what I'm talking about. When the sugar daddy comes across as the ultimatum, in other words, you take it or leave it. This is my program. You're going to do this. You're going to do that, X, Y, and Z, or you're not dealing with me. She follows the lead. She submits to him because he has the leverage. See, that's what I be trying to tell some of you cats, man, about the 100%. I'm not telling you pay for, it's a long story because that's a different video. Because you're not going to get it. Some people do, some people don't. But what I'm saying is when you come across as the ultimatum, if you're going to get on my program, then you get on it. If not, get the hell on. I'll go get another one who will. When a woman submits to that, like this one, it's because of the dollar amount that you're giving her. She has no pride. She has no self-respect. And what's so odd about this is there's women who are just like her in the streets, who are whorish, who are selling their bodies out, renting their wombs out, so to speak, to other people, but still have all this attitude. You know why? Because the dollar amount ain't enough. I know some people ain't gonna like what I just said right there, and I really don't care. Some women, and you don't gotta like it, some women will only submit to a certain amount of money that they receive from a man. Some women, if you have enough money, they're just as sweet as sweet peas. If you don't have enough money, they're just as bitter wood. You get what I'm saying? This is sad for a whore to understand what it is men want But the women out there that we are seeing every day, that we are on these platforms trying to tell them what we want, they deny us. But when the money's right, they'll give it to us. That's crazy.
Like me. Most high-value men are picky, and they can afford to be, which means they want a certain type of look and a certain attitude. Which leads me to the second reason why your ass can't find a sugar daddy. Your approach is all bad. I see a lot of women who seem to think that their sugar daddy is their man, and that is simply not the case. If your sugar daddy doesn't do things like text you good morning, beautiful, every morning, and text back fast enough, then the sugar baby life is not for you. The main goal.
You hear what she said? Attitude. She talked about attitude because that's one thing that we always talk about. A woman got to have a good attitude to deal with good men. A whore understands this better than your average woman. This whore would rather submit to the man more than the average woman. This is crazy to me. It goes back to like money, man. Money. You women are sellouts for money. You are sellouts for the bag. You could give these things freely to a man. Submission, cooperation, good attitude, be pleasant around him, have some domestic skills. You can do that for free. That's what we're supposed to get from you. But instead, you want to be selfish and self-centered and put a price tag on it. Then you want to give it to us.
Things like text you good morning, beautiful, every morning, and text back fast enough, then the sugar baby life is not for you. The main goal here is financial freedom. So if you can't take not arguing or getting into it with the man that funds your entire existence, there's the door, bitch. He's paying you to make him feel good. And in return, you're rewarded with a soft life. I mean, what could be better than that? And as long as the funds don't stop, I'm going to shut the fuck up so I could shop on his dime. And finally, the last reason why your ass can't find an old rich man with dividends and a 401k to send you $1,000 whenever you ask, you keep going to the wrong places. Girl, if I have to tell you not to go to a nightclub to scope out sugar daddies one more time, the old man you seek to put you in his will is not a live, bitch.
Now, let me tell you something, man. Did you notice that she also said women should shut the fuck up? I know many of you who follow my program hear me say that a lot, that women need to shut their mouths. Stop talking out of turn. Stop interrupting men when they're talking to somebody else. You hear it. If you follow me, I don't know, you new subscribers may not know it, but if you go through my videos, you'll hear me talk about it a whole lot of times, even on my live streams, how women should shut their mouths up, that they should stop talking so much, that stop talking disrespect. You hear it a lot. It's crazy, once again, that a whore understands that she need to shut her mouth up. She'll give it to you for money. But women out there who say men ain't nothing, men are dogs and stuff, when good men come to them, they won't shut up. They disrespectful. So that goes to show you, gentlemen, women know exactly what it is they need to do as a helpmeet for men. They know it. They just don't want to do it. They're prostitutes. You got to buy them stuff. You got to put money in their pocket. You got to sponsor a lifestyle for them. Then they'll submit to you. The American black woman, the westernized mentality that the American black woman has, okay? Because there's some black women here from different cultures and stuff who don't think like these women.
Sugar baby is basically like you are a rich man's girlfriend.
Okay.
But he basically pays you for your time. He basically just pays you like I'll get a monthly allowance of like $4,000 or something like that. So for $4,000, he gets to see me once a week, and then for once a week we go out. We get to go eat dinner. We would go to the movies, go somewhere fun, and then go home, fuck, and then I go home.
You hear that? Prostitution. We go home. He beat these girls up, and then I go home for $4,000 a month. But some of y'all think about, I need to be a sugar baby. Yeah, go ahead and be a sellout if that's what you want to be. Now, let me go ahead and put some stats on there. I found some interesting things about this. I wasn't even trying. I said, I'm going to look at this up. So I'm going to see what y'all think about this. I'm going to read them to you. I was curious about what do these women spend their money on. So check it out. It says, make sure on your screen. Yeah. It says, what do sugar babies spend their money on? 7% of that money they get from a sugar daddy goes to child care. 10% of that goes to traveling. 18% goes to beauty treatments and designer goods. 10% of that goes to business career related expenses, which could also be them getting clothes and stuff like that, which would be part of the 18% to look good for their sugar daddies or any other type of career, maybe OnlyFans or whatever it is they got to put money into, okay? Now, 30% of the money they get from sugar daddies normally go to tuition, school related expenses, because most young ladies are the ones who are the sugar babies, those who are in universities and those who are in college. I'm going to prove that to you in a minute. 25% of that money usually goes to living expenses, how they want to live, the Casamigos and all that trash, right? Now, let me show you this. Let me make this a little bit bigger on the screen for me. I got bad eyes now. Now, 8%, excuse me, a little bit lower. 8% of millennials are currently involved in sugaring. Sugaring means that they are actually doing prostitution and being sugar baby. With the already exorbitant price of college tuition only creeping higher and higher, and rent in large cities continue to inflate, millennials are searching for a new way to earn a little spare cash. One of the most controversial ways is through becoming a sugar baby, someone who enters into a platonic, romantic, or sexual relationship with another person, referred to as a sugar daddy or mama, in exchange for money or gifts. While the practice of sugaring is extremely contentious, a staggering 3.25 million have signed up to seek an arrangement. A site that connects sugar babies to potential sugar daddies and mamas. Seeking arrangement. 3.25 million women are out there at this very moment selling themselves, compromising their morals for $1 right now. Now, while sugaring, according to this source, all of this is YouGov. Now, for those of you who like to fact check and stuff, fact check and where the link at? Look it up for yourselves like I do. This stuff take hours to do. I don't keep this stuff on my files when I'm done. So if you want to be a fact checker, go ahead and go to Google and look it up and do the legwork like me and all the other content creators do. Now, according to this, it says, while sugaring might not be a universally accepted practice, a new YouGov poll shows that 61% of U.S. adults have heard of the term sugar baby. Those who are currently in college or have been to college are even more likely to know what a sugar baby is. Why? Because it's likely due in part to the high concentration of sugar babies on many university campuses. For instance, 70% of those with a 4-year degree are familiar with sugaring, okay? So most of these sugar babies are people in college. Now, one more thing to show you. Two more things, actually. Given that the sugaring community is largely made up of students, it comes as no surprise that millennials are the demographic most active in the sugaring community. 8% of those 18 to 34 are currently a sugar baby, sugar mama, or sugar daddy. These are young people, the school people. They're the sugar babies. Now, I thought this was interesting right here, so I did this chart right here. I didn't make it. Go to Hub Pages for that. Sugar daddy occupation. So what type of men pay these women, what type of job they have? Most sugar daddies, 11% of them come from finance. 17% come from being an entrepreneur. 21% come from being executives of some job. 26% are professionals in some way. 2% are retired men. 5% come from the legal profession. 4% of sugar daddies come from the healthcare profession. 4% come from media. 3% is other. 3% is consultants. 2% is education related. And 2% come from real estate professions. So that's all the information you want to know about these sugar babies. There's a lot of them, ain't it? Now, I'm going to show you one more, then I'm going to get out of here. Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. As I pull up, there's going to be another black lady telling you about being a sugar baby. You know, they love being sugar baby.
Please understand, ladies, sugar babying and any type of sex work is not a trend. It started for women out of means for survival. For the generations before us, these women did it because they had to. Nowadays, it's trending on TikTok and Instagram because women want to get a Birkin bag. A lot of you have opportunities handed to you by your family, by the universe, by God, and yet you still choose to make an OnlyFans account. I want to remind you, ladies, that OnlyFans blew up in 2020 during COVID, when women lost their jobs and had no ways and no means to pay their rent or even to eat. So what they had to do was sell their beauty in order to live. Nowadays, girls are jumping on OnlyFans because their favorite influencer is making $100,000 a month. It is never valuing yourself when you have to sell any part of your body or beauty to get anywhere. The only time it has ever been acceptable for the generations before us was for our ladies that did it behind closed doors.
You see, this lady talking about back in those days, she's talking about women had to do certain things out of necessity. And one point I will agree with her on one thing is that women today, they're not doing it out of necessity. They're doing it just to get the Birkin bag, to get the money, just to live a certain lifestyle. And I'm gonna show you one more sugar mama after this who aged out of the sugar mama game, I mean the sugar baby game. And she gonna tell you, them Birkin bags don't mean shit at the end when you can't look as good as you used to when you hit the wall. It's basically a sugar baby who hit the wall. I'm gonna let her speak a little bit more, then I'm gonna put this white lady up here.
That did it in order to feed their families. We cannot, as a society of beautiful, young, intelligent women, make it a trend, make it popular to get spoiled by these men who seek to drain us of everything that we have to offer. I'm sorry to tell you, baby, but you are not benefiting from the patriarchy. You are contributing to it. And
once again, it's the man's fault. It is not the patriarchy fault that you go out there and decide to sell coochie. I had one simp say that before. No, you decide that. It ain't the patriarchy fault. It ain't a man's fault that you say, hey, I don't have a skill set. Hey, I didn't take all the years of my life to learn how to get a job. Hey, no, I think I'll just go ahead and sell vagina. And it's going to be the man's fault. It's going to be his fault.
I want to make this clear. This message is not for my women that are 30, 40 years old, that have been doing it, that know what they are doing. This is for my young girls that are 18 years old, 20 years old, 21 years old, that are watching the flash and the glitter and the glam, that are getting persuaded and sucked into this lifestyle and the thinking that it is something to brag about.
Right. Now, let me put this lady up here who aged out of being a sugar baby. She gonna warn all you hoes. Excuse me. Let's play it. There you go.
Okay, I'm going to give it to you straight here, all right? So if you want to do this type of thing, you do you, but be smart. I've had too many women and girls come to me after they've aged out of the game, and you will at some point, and then they're desperate for money, and they're desperately trying to sell their fancy bags that they've gotten and their fancy shoes that they've gotten, and that's still not enough to keep them going, all right? So unless you want to end up with one of these old coots, and I doubt you do, none of you ladies usually do for the long term. You want to be part of a power couple. You want to be with a successful, amazing guy. Problem is, when word gets out on the streets that you've been doing this in the sheets, it's almost impossible to pivot. All right, so keep that in mind. I hope it helps.
This is what she's doing a stitch to a video. This is what she's showing because there's an old sugar daddy with a young lady, and this is why that lady said what she said. Let me play it.
Okay, I'm going to give it to you.
It was actually a longer video, but I didn't want to get the whole video. But yeah, that's what she was talking about. So what you think about this? Does it cost for you to be a lady to a man? That's a real question, ain't it? How much does it cost for you to submit to a man, to appreciate a man? Who knows? Take it easy.